मैं उस देश का नागरिक हूँ जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया को पाया जाता था। मैं उस देश का नागरिक हूँ जिसे अपने भूगोल से पहले इस ब्रह्मांड का भूगोल समझ आता था। आदर, अभिनंदन, आभार, नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल, hello, and very revolutionary good evening to comrades, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very warm welcome to absolutely wonderful, beautiful, auspicious day that brings so many special people like you. I am Comrade Mayur Sonwal, Organizing Secretary of Vidarbha Unit. Welcome you to the 26th National Conference of Federation of Bank of India Staff Union at Parwana Bhavan, Orange City, Nagpur.
I welcome you all to this August gathering, the inaugural ceremony of our 26th Triennial Conference. You must be noticing we are in very hurry. The reason is, most of you, I must say all of you, have come here to hear two leaders, H Venkatachalam and Amarjeet Kaur. And because CHV has to leave today only by 9:30 flight, we want to give him more time so that he can tell us what transpires at apex level, what is the position, and so many other dear issues you want to know about. So kindly excuse me for this.
अतिथि देवो भव, यह हमारी परंपरा है. Comrade, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome our chief guest and today's our inaugurator. First of all, may I request Comrade Prachi Jaju, ladies representative Vidarbha Zone, to come upon stage and welcome Comrade CHV, General Secretary AIBEA. Lal salam, lal salam. Now I request Comrade Rushali Shendre, ladies representative Nagpur Zone, to come upon stage and welcome Comrade Amarjeet Kaur, General Secretary, All India Trade Union Congress. किसी भी शुभ कार्य की शुरुआत हम उस शक्ति को याद करके करते हैं जो हमेशा राह दिखाती है. तो आइए सबसे पहले उस शक्ति को नमन करते हैं. फॉर दैट आई वुड लाइक टू कॉल अपॉन स्टेज मिस अदिति बोबाटे एंड टीम.
of fire.
Thank you, Aditi and team. I think the songs brought so many positive vibes in the entire auditorium. Thank you. Comrades, let's have a huge round of applause for this team. मैं थोड़ा इंट्रोडक्शन भी देना चाहूँगा कि अभी जिन्होंने सॉन्ग गाया है अदिति बोभाटे जो हमारे जनरल सेक्रेटरी है, उनकी बेटी है और साथ में उनकी वाइफ भी थी, तो उनके लिए स्पेशल ताली बनती है. Now I request Comrade Suresh Bobate, General Secretary, Vidarbha Unit, to say something on this occasion. Sir, please.
Comrade H Venkatachalam, Comrade Madam Amarjeet Kaur, leaders of my federation on the dais of the dais, leaders of LIC, GIC, MACB, Western Coalfields, various forums, Officer Association, SC, ST, OBC Association, leaders, MACB, Comrade Buche, Managing Trustee, Parwana Bhavan, Comrade Nerkar, his associate and another trustee. I don't introduce myself, still I'm Suresh Bobate, okay? Initially I told you I will not take much of your time, hardly in 2 minutes, I finish. And after me, CHV will be addressing you. Problems in banking industry, I will not talk about because every other young person, young comrade knows it. मैं सिर्फ 3 बातें बताऊंगा कि my general secretary every now and then to all units tells that forge connect with your members. And in this unit we forge connect, and I will tell you only 3 examples. Behind making this conference successful, many toiled hard. लेकिन मैं उनकी बात करूंगा. एक ऐसी बात हुई है कि जिसके हार्ट में होल था, जिसकी तबीयत ठीक नहीं थी, उन्हें बगैर बताए 15 दिन से वो काम कर रहा था. CHV को हम लेने गए. He had palpitations. उसने बताया नहीं. He directly went home. और उसका मिसेस का मुझे फ़ोन आया और ये बोल रहे कि मुझे कुछ भी हो सकता है. तो हम बोला कि उसको एडमिट कराया. तो उसने बोला कोई इतनी बात नहीं है. लेकिन उसने जो बात कही मुझे दिल को छू गई. तो उसने कहा कि अगर मैं मर गया तो इस खबर को दबाए रखना, क्योंकि फेस्टिवल का जो जुलूस है वो शबाब पर है. अपने आंसू रोक के रखना. यानी जिस ऐसे भी कॉमरेड्स मैंने पाए कि बहुत उसको मतलब बुखार है, टैबलेट लेके काम कर रहे थे. एक लड़के के आंखों में देखा तो पूरी आंखें लाल थी. मुझे क्या हो गया तो बता नहीं रहता. बाजू वाले कॉमरेड ने बताया कि ये पैरासीटामोल लेके काम कर रहा है. तो मैं देखा कि उसकी आंखें लाल थी. उस लाल आंखों में मैंने रियली कल आने वाला सवेरा देखा. अगर इस ढंग से, इस डेडिकेशन के साथ कोई काम करता, जो कंप्यूटर से जो भी डाटा बनाया, इट इज यू आर गिवन दैट डाटा. देयर आर सो मेनी एग्जांपल्स आई कैन टेल. किसी लड़की के 2 दिन से वो बीमार थे घर में, लेकिन शी वॉज डूइंग ओनली वन जॉब. कौन सी ट्रेन लेट है या कौन सा फ्लाइट लेट है, वो 24/7 अपना काम कर रही थी. ऐसा कमिटमेंट अगर बैंक ऑफ इंडिया में है, मुझे मालूम है ये ऐसा कमिटमेंट पूरे स्टेट में हर यूनिट में है. And that is why Bank of India is vibrant throughout India. CHV himself praises us. So I don't take much of your time, because you are very eager to listen to him on 5 days banking, scrapping of NPS, or updation of pension. मुझे दिख रहा है कुछ लोगों ने फूल भी लाए हैं. तो अगर मैं उनको रोक दूँ तो अच्छा नहीं होगा. तो मैं उनसे गुजारिश करता हूँ कि जो भी लोग उनको वेलकम करना चाहते हैं वो डायरेक्टली यहाँ पर आए और ये 2 मिनट के अंदर खत्म करें. ऑफिसर एसोसिएशंस डोंट से जी. हमारे ऑफिसर एसोसिएशंस के जनरल सेक्रेटरी हैं. Now I directly call upon stage H Venkatachalam. I directly call upon stage H Venkatachalam. You are very eager to listen to him.
Good evening. Good evening. Now it is Bank of India Federation. Comrade Nandu Chavan, Comrade Maxi Pereira. There are only two people who are very charming. One is Maxi, another is myself. I'm trying to compete with him, but every time I'm failing. Comrade Sivaram Krishnan, our beloved leader, Comrade Dinesh, my leader and our leader of the working class, General Secretary of the All India Trade Union Congress, Comrade Amarjeet Kaur. Incidentally, I should tell you, she is always known to us, we know Comrade Amarjeet. But many of us should be very proud that he is the General Secretary of the All India Trade Union Congress, whose membership is 1.5 crores. So that is the empowerment of women in trade union movement. She is the first General Secretary of the Central Trade Union. We are very proud she is here. Comrade Babate, the architect of this conference in Nagpur. Comrade Gurve, our leader, General Secretary of the Eastern Maharashtra Bank Employees Association. Leaders of the Bank of India Federation, leaders of the Eastern Maharashtra Bank Employees Association, our leaders and guests who are here with us in this function, my dear comrades. I'm extremely happy today to be with you in your conference in Nagpur. And at the outset, on behalf of the All India Bank Employees Association, I bring the greetings and good wishes of the entire membership of All India Bank Employees Association and wish your conference all success. I am aware that we are having this conference in memory of Comrade Joseph. Comrade K.J. Joseph was a living legend in the bank employees movement. Until the end, he was active in the movement of the All India Bank Employees Association. And we are very proud that he belonged to your federation, even though he was a leader of the entire All India Bank Employees Association. I take this opportunity to pay my homage to Comrade Joe. Similarly, during this period, we have lost quite a few leaders of your federation, like Comrade Ruplal Mehra from Punjab. From this place in Nagpur, Comrade Moge, Comrade Rai Chaudhary, many others, Comrade Ujjwala Rane. I pay my homage to the memory of these leaders also. I'm sure all of us understand the context in which we are meeting today. We hold our conference every now and then because it is legally required under the Indian Trade Union Act. Once in 2 years, once in 3 years, we have to hold our conference. But I believe it is not a mere formality. They are meeting in Nagpur in the conference of the Federation. Once I was listening to Comrade Tarakeshwar some 30 years ago. So he began his speech in the conference saying, "We are passing through a very tough time." Some 30 years ago, again I heard him. Again he started his speech in the conference saying that we are passing through a very tough time. Like that, whenever our leaders talk in meetings, They always say that it's a very challenging time. In general, all of us know we belong to the working class. And in a society in which we live, the workers, the working class, and the trade union always face challenges. Because we are not running the government, we know that. But today, in present context where we are meeting in Nagpur, the situation is very aggressive against us. And that's why this conference is very important, where we need to take a note, serious note, of what's happening around us. At the outset, I'm very proud that in Bank of India, the preceding 2-3 years, for the country, it was a pandemic situation due to Corona. But in Bank of India, we have seen the management was busy in unleashing attacks and attacks on the trade unions and the employees, trying to deny our legitimate rights, trying to delay the resolution of our genuine demands, creating problem for the unions and the employees. This was our experience. On quite a few occasions, we also had gone on strike. So in that background, we are meeting. I don't believe that the management has changed their attitude. I know your federation has been trying its best to resolve the problems amicably. But perhaps the management has taken it as a sign of weakness on our part. But I must warn the management of Bank of India that if they continue to adopt this attitude, the problems in Bank of India will no longer remain the problems of the employees in Bank of India. It will be a problem of the entire All India Bank Employees Association. We do not want anything extra from the management. Whereas employees as union, we have legitimate right, particularly adequate recruitment of people, not to outsource our regular jobs, all of which all of you know better. But we cannot be confining ourselves to the problems, attacks that we are facing in the Bank of India only. In the banking industry, we are facing problem. In the public sector, we are facing problem. In the entire trade union movement, we are facing problem. As citizens of the country, we are facing problem. And that's why this is a unique opportunity in the conference to enable ourselves to understand these multiple challenges and attacks. So in the days to come, we can give a better account of ourselves in replying and responding to these attacks. I know of late in many meetings, as Comrade Bobate said, wherever we go, people are only asking about 5-day banking, 5-day banking. I don't know what is the big thing about 5-day banking. But anyway, it has become a very popular demand. And people believe that after 5-day banking, every Saturday, Sunday, I will be sleeping. But my officer colleagues are there, you can ask them. Even with these 2 Saturdays, whether all of them are taking rest, they are saying like this. So that is the reality. Anyway, we have demanded, and now slowly things are moving. And when we wanted the 5-day banking, it is not a very big important thing, but still people are asking, that's why I refer to that. The AIBEA said we are ready to give you 5-day banking, but on other days you have to work more. And so after discussion we told them that we are ready to work for 30 minutes more, morning 15 minutes, evening 15 minutes. But AIBEA made some calculation. There is a wonderful calculator in AIBEA. and deducted Saturday, added Friday, like this Monday, something. And then they told, no, you have to work either 45 minutes or 60 minutes more. We did not agree. Finally, they told at least 45 minutes you have to work more. We asked them why. They said, no, our calculation sheets are there. If we have to give you 2 more Saturday holiday, then the number of hours that we will be giving you concession, if you have to compensate, it comes to 42 minutes. I thought I can understand. But how 42 has become 45? We are all good in rounding off. 43, 44 will become 45. 41, 42 will become 40. But there is a strange logic of IBA, that 42 should become 45. Anyway, from AIBA we insisted it should be 30 minutes, because all of us know that the working hours are very, very important, even today. Why May Day is very important to us? Because in the whole world, even today, people are not getting the 8-day working. It started for the demand. But even after more than 100 years of May Day celebration, workers are compelled to work more than 8 hours per day. Even our present government in the labor law changes. They want flexibility to the employer. We are expecting flexi time. I can come anytime to the bank and then do my work. But the government is talking of flexi time for the management, flexibility. After 12 hours per day, they can take work. Number of my sisters are here. Today, under law, ladies cannot be compelled to work in the night shift. But the new proposed labor codes, the government wants to give the flexibility to the employers. That if required, women workers also can be compelled to work in the night shift. So that's why we are always very, very careful about working hours. But anyway, because we wanted Saturday off, we said we are ready to talk to you. But there is no need to be so calculative, so accurate. Whether all the people are only just limiting their work up to the working hours. Even today afternoon I issued a circular. Because last week I was in Karnataka in a women convention. Many of our lady comrades told us that because they have joined the bank very fresh recently, they are working in remote, small branches interior Karnataka. And some of them, when they spoke, they were weeping. Sir, manager is not allowing you to go at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. They say, no, you have to complete your work and go. This I talked to IBEA also. That you are talking about so 42 minutes, 43 minutes, 45 minutes. But can you guarantee and ensure that all our employees can go at 5 o'clock? There is no answer. So we said 30 minutes is more than enough. But somehow other unions, they felt, no, 45 minutes, okay. But after that we argued, and ultimately we negotiated. So 42 has become 40 minutes. So 40 minutes more we have to work. And IBA has agreed that they will recommend the matter to the government. And maybe shortly, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman, she has to say, okay. And then the 5-day banking will come. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you are all very happy. But I'll talk to you after 5 years whether you are happy with 5-day banking. Because the union, we know. Still, if you are happy, we are happy. Like that, we have our issues. And particularly, there is a very important issue for the bank employees. Some of the retired people are sitting here. Satish, you're looking at me only. When I will talk about updation of pension. Not for him, for his retired colleagues. Because he has to go and answer them. But equally very important issue is there before AIBEA. In 2010, because of the then government policy, the new pension scheme was introduced in the banks. And the new pension scheme, we know it is not a guaranteed pension scheme. The bank contributes, and when you retire, we don't know what amount of pension you will get. That's why popularly people say new pension scheme is no pension scheme. So we have been demanding for the past 10 years. उनको भी old pension scheme देना पड़ेगा. But they have been telling, no, it's a government policy, it is not possible. We can't agree. But you know, this year, January 30, 31, we gave a call for strike from the United Forum. And this was one of the important demands, that the employees who joined the banks after 2010 should also be given the old pension scheme, DA-linked pension scheme. And I'm very happy to report to you that IBEA has agreed that in the 12th bipartite, this demand will be seriously negotiated. I believe some solution will come for that. Similarly, we also started discussion on this updation of pension. Wherever I go, people are asking about that only. They are not asking me, how are you? Have you taken food? Nothing. That's why I stopped going for morning walk. Because half an hour walk become 1.5 hours. After retirement, they are very free, so they keep on walking in the morning. And everywhere somebody will ask me, what about updation? And you know, people like me, we can't speak in 5 minutes, we take 1 hour. So every speech becomes a speech. But that's a very important issue, we know that. Because there have not been any change in the basic pension, they get DA. And so we are demanding, in the 12th bipartite, we could achieve improvement in family pension. At the uniform rate of 30% for all the family pensioners. Just like that, people are telling, kuch nahi ho gaya. Nothing has happened, but this has happened. Some people are telling, kuch nahi ho gaya. But it was only AIBEA, it was only United Forum in 2010. That 165,000 people were again asked to join the old pension scheme. One more option. From where it came, magic, huh? Only union did. 2 years ago, we got the family pension improved. Who did? Only United Forum of Bank Unions. So it's wrong to believe nothing is happening. Kuch nahi ho gaya. Kuch hota hai. Shahrukh Khan bola na, kuch hota hai. So this also now we have taken up. And many times I speak, people are not happy. For the past 1 week, I am getting my mails over morning to night. Change yourself, change your attitude. Pension fund के अंदर पैसा बहुत है. अपडेशन देने के लिए IBEA तैयार है. मैडम भी तैयार है. Why you are a villain? AIBEA is a villain. Only because of AIBEA, pension itself has come in the banking industry, people are forgetting. Because of Comrade Tareke Chakravarti. Right from the time of Prabhakar Parwana from 1953, we have been demanding pension. We got it in 1993 after 40 years. Just like that, people forget that AIBEA is not doing anything, AIBEA is not doing anything. There are problems. That also from AIBEA, we are also again telling, when the pension of all the retired people must be updated. That's our demand. But among the retirees, those retired prior to 2002, that is those who retired during 5th bipartite, 6th bipartite, 7th bipartite, their quantum of pension is relatively, comparatively less. because the pay scales were less. The dearness allowance were different. And some of them went to the Supreme Court. Union कुछ नहीं करेगा, Supreme Court करेगा. Supreme Court मना कर दिया. They said 100% DA is not possible, Supreme Court. So what we can do? So from AIBEA we are now advocating, keeping this disadvantage for the pre-2002 retirees. They are in a disadvantage. उनको थोड़ा priority देना है. What is wrong in that, I don't know. No, why are you dividing the retirees? Why I should retire? Divide the people. AIBA means united. We are uniting the people. But in negotiating the demand for all the people means we need more money. It's a wrong thing to believe that pension fund has enough money. In Europe Federation, our leaders are there in the pension trust. In all the banks, we have our pension trustees. Every quarter, every year, we are additionally providing from the P&L to the pension fund because there is shortage. So the demand is genuine, demand is correct. But to get updation, we need additional money. How much money? And IBA has agreed that you need not pay anything. Whereas for the second option, people must know that cost was more than 6,000 crores. IBA said, we negotiated, you give 4,000 crores, I will give 2,000 crores. I mean from the 10 bipartite. That money was taken out and then it was given. So it is not that unions representing the working employees are not in favor of improvement in pension. Even for family pension, everybody said, no, it is not a cost. You can say your own Bank of India balance sheet, all the bank balance sheet. It has cost 18,000 crores to the banks. Our 11 bipartite was very good. Everybody said, no, sir, very good settlement, very good settlement. But for all the employees, officers put together, the total cost of the 11 bipartite was only 8,000 crores. But only for family pension, banks have to spend 18,000 crores. We are happy about that. But we must recognize that it is cost. So naturally, for updation of pension also, additional money is required. And IBA says, we will give that money. But how much is the cost, they want to know. In what way we can help the retirees, that is the point. So we are trying to give practical solutions so that slowly, in a phased manner, all the retirees get the updation. Because it is not provided in the pension regulation. That automatically you should give. That is also a point that we are discussing. There must be a provision. With every bipartite, retirees also must get something. So these are serious matters. It cannot be just like that. That I want, so it will come tomorrow. So these demands are being pursued. Many of our employees are asking, sir, what about 12 bipartite? 11 bipartite is just over. But people are now asking us 12 bipartite. We have given our demand. And some new demands we are asking. All of us know the Charter of Demands. Why we want more wage revision? Because the government has failed in controlling the prices and inflation. Prices are going up every day. And so naturally we want some compensation. And so particularly in the 12 bipartite demands, now we are getting dearness allowance once in 3 months. Government employees are getting once in 6 months. Some people are not getting DA at all. We are getting once in 3 months. Now in the 12 bipartite we have demanded, because the prices are unabated increase. So in the 12 bipartite the demand is, every month when there is a price rise, there must be DA increase on a monthly basis, not quarterly basis. Similarly like that, there is a host of demands. Everybody says, I want more leave. Can casually badna hai, privilege leave badna hai, sick leave badna hai. Ladies are asking maternity leave badna hai. And IBA is asking, instead of putting all the demand, you put one demand, how many days you will come to the bank? But if we add up all the leave, and now with this 5-day banking, another 2 days gone. These are our expectations we are pursuing. Particularly, we are concerned about the demands of the lady employee because the number is increasing. So they have special problems. For the information of Comrade Amarjeet Kaur, I can tell that in the last settlement, we introduced a new provision. We have a sick leave facility. If somebody's employee is sick, you can give a medical certificate, go on sick leave. But in the last settlement, we introduced a new provision. Only for the lady employees. They are not sick, but children are sick. And for the children of lady employees who are less than 8 years, the lady employees can take sick leave. If the child becomes sick leave, that was a new thing that was introduced. This time we are trying to increase. Instead of 8 years, it should become 15 years. There are employees whose children are mentally retarded, son or daughter. So we have told them, irrespective of age, if such children are there, irrespective of age when they are sick, the lady employee should be given leave. Similarly, we have the maternity leave benefit. I don't know how long this will continue. We think it is guaranteed. Last settlement we made from 6 to 8 months for twins. Now some lady comrades are asking, sir, for triplet it should be 10 months. Nothing wrong. But Comrade Amarjeet will speak. If the government is allowed to implement all the labor laws, then maternity leave will be a question mark. We get the maternity leave because of the Maternity Benefit Act. If that is changed adversely, then where are we? And this settlement, we are trying to increase the benefits. And particularly, there are senior employees, lady employees. They did not avail the entire 12 months of maternity leave in their lifetime. Still some balance is there. So this time, Amarjeet, we are demanding, if the lady employee, still she has that maternity leave at credit. If the daughter or daughter-in-law will go for confinement and delivery, the mother-in-law should be given, or mother should be given maternity leave. These are all happening because you are the General Secretary of the AITUC. You are inspiration. So demands are there. And IBA has agreed that they will commence the negotiation. So people are asking, kab hoga? Sir, jaldi karo, sir. But what about the Catholic Syrian Bank employees? Our Kerala comrades were shouting, AIBEA, right path of bank employees. But that Catholic Syrian Bank, they did not get 11th bipartite. So can I forget them and talk about my 12th bipartite only? This also must be kept in mind. So 12th bipartite will not be that easy. In the photograph, Mr. Modi is looking very nice, handsome. But in terms of policy, Modi government is not so. Nirmala Sitharaman also a wonderful lady. She gave the budget recently, no? So many times I've been telling this after that. The TV person was asking a lady about the budget, Madam Nirmala's budget. Oh, bahut acha. What was good? No, her sari was very good. She's a good lady. But she said banks should be privatized. So whether they are individually good or bad, that is not the point. What is the government policy? Are they giving wage revision anywhere in any sector? We are all thinking that bank employees, yes, okay, you are powerful. For the government employees, nothing is happening. For the public sector employees, nothing is happening. In private sector, there is a reduction. And still we believe, no, we want 12 bipartite. 12 bipartite will come. So long as you are there, AIBEA is there, why 12 bipartite? 20th bipartite also will come. We are aware of that. But the point is, that is not the end of the story. These are our routine matters. In fact, as far as the AIBEA is concerned today, these are all important. 5-day banking is important, our pension updation is important, 12 bipartite important, old pension, new pension. But today, what is the top priority issue for the banking, for the AIBEA? In most of the branches, we find there is heavy workload. That's why I'm very proud about your federation. On the demand for recruitment, your federation has been consistently fighting. This is what we want the AIBEA to do. We are asking all our unions to fight on that. They are going on telling, give smiling service, smiling service. हम स्माइल करने के तैयार है बाबा. But 5 people were there today, 2 clerks are working. 10 clerks are working, 3 people are working. 1 clerk and 40 customers, how to smile? I don't know. You smile, you smile. You have no problem. You give some smiling allowance every 1 hour, I'll smile. That is not an issue. That is the only allowance we have not taken. Employees are working in stress and tension, heavy work. So we need more people to be employed in the banks. But they are not doing that. Some of you might have seen today's AIBEA circular. Between last settlement, this settlement, between 2017 and 22, the number of workmen has come down by 1 lakh, only in 5 years. Lesser clerical staff, lesser subordinate staff, less number of sweepers. That means they don't want workmen in the banks. And who will do the job? And as of now, about 2 lakh banking correspondents are being employed, bank mitras. Modi ji also says, mitro. So there are bank mitras. That means they don't want permanent people. We know the condition of the bank mitra, banking correspondent, exploitation. A lot of ladies are working as BCs. Once I was talking to Madam Nirmala Sitaraman. I was telling about the plight of these banking correspondents. She said, kuch karna hai. These banking correspondents are doing good work. But for them, no working hours, no basic pay, no DA, nothing. For 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 rupees commission they are working from morning to night. So they want such type of people. But they don't want permanent employees. Why? Because you are covered under the Industrial Dispute Act. Only recently, last month, in Bank of Maharashtra, it's a very popular bank in this part of the country also. Employees, officers, managers, everybody went on strike. But management said, for 3 days strike, I will recover 8 days salary. Are kyun baba? No, you went on strike on Monday. Saturday, Sunday were holidays. You did not come. On that day also I will recover. So our union went to the conciliation. Labor commissioner told, Isa mat karna. Don't do that. But last month's salary has been paid. For the clerks and sub-staff, 3 days, 3 days. For officers, 3 days, 7 days salary cut. Why? The management said they are not covered by the ID Act. So they don't want people who are protected. They don't want people who are legally protected by the law. So they don't want permanent clerk, permanent sub-staff. It is not that they have special love for the officers. We know. Officers are suffering like anything in most of the banks. Privately, we ask them. They will agree. Some of the young scale 4 officers, sometimes they meet. They are asking, sir, we want a promotion policy for officer. Oh, you want to become AGM? No, sir, I want to become a special assistant. That is the problem that they are facing. But because they are not protected by the law, legally, because they are organized, they are in the union, they are in the United Forum of Bank Union, officers are also fighting along with us. Now they want to divide. For officer, I will recover 7 days salary for 3 days strike. For all probationers, I will extend the probation. They can't touch you because you are governed by the Industrial Dispute Act. Incidentally, it is very important for us to remember whether AIBEA fought for the ID Act. It is the working class, the trade union movement, it is the AITUC. Along with the struggle for independence of the country, they fought for the labor rights. So Trade Union Act, Industrial Dispute Act, everything came, we are enjoying. So naturally, that is that they don't want this right-oriented workmen employees. So naturally, we have to fight on that. And so in the coming conference of the AIBEA, many issues will come. Privatization, we shall talk about that. But recruitment of adequate staff is going to be the prime important demand of the All India Bank Employees Association. We are going to give strikes and strikes. And that's why I'm repeating, we are proud about your federation. Even before AIBEA could plunge, you have gone into that demand. Very good. We congratulate you. So the issues are coming up like anything. Similarly, we are very proud because we are permanent employees. But a situation is emerging in the banking industry. They don't want that permanent job for the bank employees. They want contractual employees, they want outsourced employees, they want temporary employees. They want employees who are not protected by law, who do not have even minimum wage. It is happening elsewhere. But I want to bring it in the banking industry because the AIBEA fought, because your federation fought. That's also very important. They wanted to give cash management, everything outside. Once again, your federation fought. So temporary now, it is put on hold. So that way in the emerging period, new attacks will come. Why we are proud about the All India Bank Employees Association? My salary is more, is it true? Salary is not more, we want more. Why I am proud of the AIBEA is that my job security, my permanent job. All bank employees today we are permanent. They want to remove this Suraksha Chakra. They don't want permanent employees in the bank, they want to exploit. And who will be exploited? The young people who are in search of jobs. They are coming into the banking industry. Slowly, employment through IBBS is coming down. It was 80,000 per year. It becomes 60,000 per year. It becomes 40,000 per year. And for the next year, 23-24, 6,000 people per year. For 11 government banks put together 6,000, that means 500 to 600 people per bank. For a bank size of Bank of India, whether this small number is enough. People are retiring, people are getting promotion. So all these things will have to be kept in mind by us. Similarly, the threat of privatization of banks. Sometimes people are mistaking us. Sir, kya sir? Why every time you say Modi government down, Modi government down? Modi अच्छा आदमी है, हमको भी मालूम है, Modi अच्छा आदमी है. But unfortunately, Modi government is repeating privatization. In many meetings I told, I went to Varanasi. हमारे लोग हैं ना, bank employees, all are having some Rudraksh. Because they are all devotees of Lord Vishwanath. How are you? No, with the blessings of Lord Vishwanath, I am okay, sir. Like this they are doing. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. But the member of parliament from Benares, Varanasi, he is also having a Rudraksh. He is also taking vote in the name of Bhagavan. But he's not doing with Rudrak Namah Shivaya, bank privatize karna, bank privatize karna, bank privatize karna. Yes. When that is the agenda of the government, what can I do? I have all the respect for Madam Nirmala Sitharaman, good lady. A lady has become a finance minister, we are proud. But she comes to the parliament in the budget, she says, I want to privatize 2 banks. I can't tell Madam Nirmala Sitharaman Zindabad. I have to say down. If tomorrow, why tomorrow, tonight? Normally prime time is 8 o'clock in the TV for Modi sir, for making any announcement. Today, 8 o'clock, Modi sir will come in the television. My government has taken a decision, banks will not be privatized. I'll cancel my flight to Chennai, I will directly go to Delhi, make a big garland and garland Modi, no problem. But so long as the government will say, I want to privatize. Complaints have come from Delhi, Bank of India, you can ask them. When Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, Chidambaram was the Finance Minister. They said, we want to privatize the banks. We have shouted, Chidambaram, hi, Chidambaram, hi, Manmohan Singh, hi. Because they talked about privatization. So it is not that whether you like Modi or not like Modi, that is not the issue. If they are attacking us, we have to attack them. If they say privatization, we have to fight. But the government said, this is our agenda, this is our policy, declared policy. एक मीटिंग में मोदी सर बोला, पब्लिक सेक्टर को जन्म होता है, लेकिन मरने के लिए जन्म होता है. वाह. Jawaharlal Nehru, he said public sector all temples, modern temples. They are constructing some other temple. Okay, you do that. But he says public sector is born to die. So public sector banks are born to die. We are proud about the All India Bank Employees Association because of struggle of the All India Bank Employees Association. From 1946 to 69, nationalization कैसा आ गया भाई? कहाँ से आ गया? Was it the demand of the Congress party? It is because of AIBEA, supported by AITUC, supported by the communist parties. We got the nationalization of banks. And today we know the benefit the country has received because of nationalization. देश के लिए, लोग के लिए, bank employees के लिए. In 69 only 1 lakh employees were there. Today we are nearing about 10 lakhs. So lakhs of people, we got our job in the banks. And if the banks will be privatized, वो नौकरी मिलेगा क्या? What is the country now? ICICI Bank, Yes Bank, HDFC Bank. In HDFC Bank, 1 lakh employees are working. Out of 1 lakh, Sivaram Krishna is sitting here from Kerala. How many permanent employees? 300 people are permanent employees. Because they were Lord Krishna Bank, they were merged with HDFC Bank. So we have a AIBEA union, Lord Krishna Bank union became HDFC Bank Employees Union. 300 people are permanent out of 1 lakh. 99,700 are caustic company contract people. This is the situation of private sector. And if the government will say, I want to privatize the banks, can we welcome them? Can we garland them? Can we appreciate them? Can we agree with them? So this danger is also imminent. And some people are asking, sir, कुछ भी बोलो होगा sir. क्या होगा भाई? No, मेरा मोदी साहब बैलवान है. हमको भी मालूम है वो बैलवान है पार्लियामेंट के अंदर. पार्लियामेंट के बाहर हम बैलवान है. Not only Modi. Dear comrades, all of you know from 1991, right from Narasimha government, it is not today only Modi is talking of privatization of banks. All the people, except one period of UPA 1, because left political parties were very dominating, and the government wanted their support. There was a common minimum program. So during that 5 years, they said, no, we will not privatize. Otherwise, from 91 till now, all other governments have been telling we want to privatize. And for 30 years, they could not privatize the bank. How? What is the magic? All the governments are powerful in the parliament, majority in parliament. But in the last 30 years, we are very proud in AIBEA. 52 times they have gone on strike again and again and again. 52 strikes. वो हड़ताल काउंट कर दिया. When we say AIBEA, you are the people. Because you went on strike repeatedly till now. अभी गवर्नमेंट बोल दिया थोड़ा. इलेक्शन के तक प्राइवेटाइजेशन ऑफ बैंक नहीं होगा, मालूम नहीं, ऐसा बोला है. सुबह एक बोला, शाम को दूसरा करेगा, मालूम है. But we are able to pressurize. So this is our experience, that if you unite and fight, employees, officers, we will appreciate our officers. With all their concern, they have been also along with us fighting. United Forum is a glorious, united platform. All the 9 unions we are fighting. And so we are able to put on hold the privatization. Election के बाद क्या होगा मालूम नहीं. Modi साहब बोलता है, no, I want to continue. Amit Shah says, I want to continue. I don't know what you are going to do. That we will see in 2024. But if they come back to power, they will again say privatization. So on privatization, the country's interest, people's interest. एग्रीकल्चर के लिए कौन लोन दे देगा? यस बैंक दे देगा, उनका नाम यस है. एक एप्लीकेशन दे दो, हमको एग्रीकल्चर लोन चाहिए, रिप्लाई आएगा नो. बैंक का नाम यस है. एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन के लिए, पॉवर्टी रिडक्शन के लिए, महिला के लिए, रूरल डेवलपमेंट के लिए, एजुकेशन के लिए, हेल्थ के लिए, only government banks are giving loan. And our country is a developing country. I say not that we are America, Japan. It is not that they are all okay. There are problems. But we are a developing country. So we need strong public sector. We need strong public sector banking. So on that, struggles will come. We need to be ready. And we have completed 75 years. We are very proud. When you say AIBEA Zindabad, I am very proud. AIBEA is fighting for me, AIBEA is fighting for everybody, AIBEA is fighting for the people. Because we are governed by the two-pillar policy of the AIBEA. आपके लिए लड़ो, देश के लिए लड़ो. This is our All India Bank Employees Association. That's why we have been fighting all these years. Our bipartite, everything, 5-day banking is important. I have no problem with that. But what is emerging before us today? We are organized workers. We are organized under the Indian Trade Union Act, All India Bank Employees Association. Like outside, what is the reality? Crores and crores of people. They are also workers, mazdoor hai. लेकिन उनको संगठन नहीं है, उनका मिनिमम वेज कुछ नहीं, उनका सुरक्षा कुछ नहीं. वो हमारा भाई है, बहन है. उनके लिए हम थोड़ा सोचना है. Time has come. How long AIBEA will be thinking about ourselves? My transfer, my posting, my allowance, my transfer, my bipartite, my 5-day banking. लड़ो. लड़ने के बाद थोड़ा सोचो. Things are not very comfortable at all. A very hostile atmosphere outside. We are a young society. So many young people are there, educated people. Whenever I travel, I see before the restaurants, the boys who are working for things like Swiggy. Once I was in Vizag, I was going to the airport. So before one restaurant, some 20, 30 boys were sitting with some green color, yellow color, red color bunions. I stopped and asked them. They were sitting on the pavement in the morning, 7:30. They said, no, we are all employees. So orders will come, we'll take their breakfast, we will give them some commission. I asked them their qualification. Invariably, 99% of them, they said they are engineers, BTech, MBA, Swiggy workers. This is a reality today before you. I am protected because my All India Bank Employees Association. But beyond us, there is the world of the workers. They are unprotected, majority. All the central trade union put together. They are perhaps representing about 10% of the total workforce. About 85 to 90% of the workers are unprotected, unorganized, असंगठित मजदूर हैं. उनके लिए कौन लड़ेगा? मोदी साहब बैलवान है, वो आएगा. Labor minister will come. They will not come. They conducted a labor conference in Tirupati without trade unions. उनका नाम है labor conference. Labor नहीं था. So that is the situation today. We are finding unorganized workers. They want to bring that in the banking industry also. We have to organize the banking correspondent. They don't have union. So in future, this is going to be a priority for AIB also. Fight for yourself. Fight for your betterment, nothing wrong. But fight for your colleagues, comrades, workers who are suffering. The time has come for the All India Bank Employees Association to fight for their rights, for their minimum comfort. उनका कानून कुछ नहीं, minimum wage कुछ नहीं, maternity benefit कुछ नहीं. I am sure in the conference. Problems of Bank of India, definitely. Problems of bank employees as a whole, yes. Problems of unorganized workers, yes. But time has come for the organized workers to think about the unorganized workers also. And so a need for a change in our orientation. Right from our beginning, Prabhatkar Parwana, Tarake Chakravarti, D.P. Chadda, Purao, Joseph, Sushil Ghosh, all the time they were telling, look beyond, look beyond. Don't be selfish, look beyond you. And the time has come for the AIB to look beyond and also work for fight for the other people. This is what we will be discussing in the All India National Conference in Mumbai. We must remain united, we must be strong, we must be militant, we should fight for ourselves. And the country is also in crossroads. The people are becoming vulnerable, common people, poor people, the masses. Their democratic rights are being affected. Democratic institutions are being weakened. But they don't know how to fight. How we are, I saw in your report, there is a mention about the Kisan struggle, farmers. For 1 year they fought. Everybody said, kuch nahi hoga. The farm bills have become law, matter is over. But they are fighting in Delhi. How many times Amarjeet went and supported them? We also supported from AIBEA. For 1 year they fought. And what happened? Who won ultimately? The Kisans won, the government lost. So we are inspired. Those who fight, it's an inspiration. So the people who are vulnerable, who are weak, Who can't fight, they will get inspiration by those who fight. And in AIBA, we are born fighters. We are natural fighters because we are conscious. Our leaders have taught us that you are a worker. Your designation may be clerk, special assistant. What is so special, I don't know. Designation is special assistant. But we are all workers. Even today we are being exploited. Harassments are going on. I was telling Comrade Amarjeet in the afternoon. Comrades have come from Karnataka. Davangere, I was there, day for a study. Some of the lady comrades were weeping in the dais. They are being harassed. So how can I feel happy that AIBEA has completed 75 years? If one of my sister comrades is suffering somewhere remote branch, unless the tear in that girl's eyes is wiped out, AIBEA cannot say we are very, very strong. So for all that, हमको क्या चाहिए? हमको ताकत चाहिए. ताकत किधर से मिलेगा? वो दवाई का दुकान से multivitamin tablets आए. But to strengthen the union, there is no medicine. There is only one universal medicine for the workers. Unite and fight, unite and fight, unite and fight. That is the only medicine. How we were born in 1946. We are looking at AIBEA. They were born in 1920. We are exploited bank employees. We mean our elder generation of people. Looking at them, they were fighting. We got inspired. We got AIBEA. Today, time has come that we have to show our strength to inspire other weaker sections of the working people to get the courage and confidence to fight. That is the type of orientation we need in the All India Bank Employees Association. And I'm very proud. Wherever we go, our young people, they are ready. And particularly, I should compliment the Federation of Bank of India staff unions. Wherever I go, I am so proud. The Bank of India unions are flooded with young people, young people, young people. You are the future. So naturally, AIBEA has also to orient. The present generation of the bank, they are ready to fight. We shall do that. This will be our agenda in the Mumbai conference. So we have to strengthen our organization with a new orientation to tune ourselves to the requirement of the day. If we do that, there is a guarantee. If we do not do that, future will be a question mark. But in the All India Bank Employees Association today, overwhelming majority of our people are young people. Our days are over. I'm 74. Maybe after some time my photo also will come there. But what about the future of the young people? They have another 20 years, 30 years to go. So AIBEA is concerned about the future of the young bank employees in our country. That is our main concern. We should continue to protect them. We should take care of their interests and hand over the All India Bank Employees Association in a smooth transitional way to them to lead the organization. We are proud. We are confident they will do that. And such occasions will definitely inspire them. I saw your procession. We had to stop them because it's a hospital. But over-enthusiasm, so much. It's wonderful, comrades. Very, very proud about your federation. Very, very proud about all of you. And Bank of India Federation is a great history. Right from 1950-51. You have produced great leaders. You have a wonderful organization. Even today, under the All India Bank Employees Association, your federation is one of the leading organizations of the All India Bank Employees Association. I am very confident in the days to come. By our orientation, by our understanding, by our unity, by our militancy, We shall further strengthen our union, further strengthen our federation in the days to come, and be an example for all other bank employees unions under the banner of the All India Bank Employees Association. I once again greet you, and I'm very confident this conference will be a great success and answer the questions that are confronting us. What is the future of the banks? What is the future of the job security of the bank employees? What about the job permanency of bank employees? What about the future of the trade union movement? All these questions will have to be answered by us, and I'm very confident that you will give a befitting answer to all these questions. Glory to all of you. Glory to your federation. And particularly, I'm very happy that we are holding this conference in the hall, in the building which is totally owned by the All India Bank Employees Association. This is our own building. It belongs to the Parwana Memorial Trust. Parwana was a symbol of sacrifice. Comrade Prabhatkar was a symbol of sacrifice. Comrade Joseph, Comrade Purao, Comrade Sushil Ghosh, they were all symbol of sacrifices. They sacrificed themselves so that others are happy. They sacrificed themselves so that others are protected. Comrade Prabhatkar was dismissed. Now we adore him. He's a great leader. But he was a bank employee, a clerk like you and me. Because he went on strike in support of central bank employees. He was working in Lloyd's Bank. There was no problem in Lloyd's Bank. But central bank employees were fighting. Prabhatkar told everybody should fight in support of central bank. He gave a call. Central bank problem was resolved. But Lloyd Bank said, oh, this man is a dangerous man. He's fighting for others. So they terminated him. They dismissed him. And what was his age in 1948? 35 years. With old mother, wife, 3 daughters. Prabhatkar was dismissed. He was on the road. Management called him. Hey, Prabhatkar, come here. We give you a chance. He gave an apology from tomorrow. He will not support the cause of other people. If you want anything in Lloyd's Bank, you come to us, talk, you settle the matter and go. Don't talk about others. Give an apology letter, we will again reinstate you. What you and I will do? My age is 35, old mother, wife to take care, 3 daughters. We will give the letter. Sorry, maaf karo. Prabhatkar told, I will not apologize, I will continue to fight for the cause of the All India Bank Employees Association. I will mobilize them, strengthen them, I will give a call again and again. But I will ensure no other Prabhatkar will be there. From 1948 till today, no trade union victimization. This is the great Comrade Prabhatkar. So that ability to sacrifice for the others. That's why they are our inspiration. And similarly, Parwana. Extreme example of sacrifice. He joined the bank, Punjab National Bank in Lahore. At that time it was India, Pakistan all together. He came from a very poor family. He could not go beyond matriculation. He was given a job of daftari. He said, okay, I have to support my family. Oh, okay. He joined. But instead of supporting the family, he started a union. Because that he was dismissed, he came to Delhi in search of another job. He got a job in Bharat Bank. Ramakrishna Dalmi, another notorious man at that time. Parwana again started union in Bharat Bank. Again he was dismissed. Once I was dismissed, I will be very careful. I will not talk about union at all. But our great Parwana, again union started. Again agitation, again strike. Railway employees went on strike. He gave a call for strike in Bharat Bank. So further he was dismissed. He was not bothered. He said, I will continue to fight for the cause of the All India Bank Employees Association, for the right of the bank employees, I will fight. He virtually killed himself. He never bothered. Today, all of us have a housing loan, house, because of housing loan. 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs. Parvana did not have a house. So he used to sleep in the AIBEA office in 710 Balimaran. Whole night he will be sitting there. His brother had a small house, only one room, brother and sister-in-law, so he could not go there. So these are our leaders who sacrificed. This AIBEA that we are enjoying today has been built up by our leaders, by sacrifices. Let us emulate them. We can't become Parvana, we can't become Prabhatkar. Today in an age of cut and paste. Everything is cut and paste. So let us try to copy something from them. And if we can do that, AIBEA will become much more stronger, much more militant. We look forward to that. Once again, I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity to meet all of you, to greet you. And with this, I declare your conference inaugurated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Comrade CHV, for your valuable speech. After listening you, I'm very much sure that each one of us sitting over here would be feeling more energetic and enthusiastic and realistic. जब मैं यहाँ पे बैठा था और सुन रहा था तो मुझे एक चीज़, एक बात दिखाई दे रही है, वो सबने नोटिस भी किया होगा इस हॉल से जाते वक्त. Comrade A.B. Bardhan said that there is no alternative for unity. So we must keep this statement in our mind. So due to some unavoidable circumstances, Comrade CHV has to leave. So thank you, Comrade CHV, for your valuable speech, valuable guidance. Thank you. I know, comrades, you all must be waiting to listen our esteemed guest, our chief guest, Comrade Amarjeet Kaur, General Secretary, All India Trade Union Congress. Without taking much of your time, I'd like to request Comrade Amarjeet Kaur to come and address all of us.
Comrades on the dais, leaders of our bank unions, comrades, leaders of other associations and unions, federations of various sectors who have come here, and the delegates from all over India, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and from Manipur to Gujarat. You are India. You are sitting India. So I'm very happy to be here, to be in this 26th conference of the Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions. And I myself was surprised. A clip was played of Kolkata conference when I was there. So it was where? It was in Jharkhand, not in Calcutta. So comrades, association with you from earlier times. So I'm happy to be here once again. And I'm also very happy to see that vast majority of the delegates are youngsters. Salute to all of you. And I must remind your icon to you. And you know the icon is Shaheed-e-Azam Bhagat Singh. And today is the day, 13th March. The day in 1926, Bhagat Singh founded Sarab Bharat Naujawan Sabha. Today is the day. And just after 10 days, you have the date when we salute Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru. They died for our nation, fighting for our nation. So they give inspiration to our younger generation, and naturally our unions were inspired, learnt a lot from those freedom fighters, did inspire the freedom movement, did learn from freedom movement. This is how the labor movement has been going on. As far as if I talk about your issues, CHV has spoken a lot about that. I need not repeat that, but I will carry forward certain things. First thing is that when we talk of we the Indians took our constitution, we gave constitutions to ourselves, and we resolved to build sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic of India based on equity and justice. We resolved and committed ourselves as Indians that we will have a right to freedom of associations, freedom of expression, right to dissent, right to have different faiths and beliefs. All those rights we gave to ourselves. And nobody, I should say, can take our rights which we have given to ourselves through our Indian Constitution. And today when we are talking of our unions and of our struggles, we are talking about our rights. Not only ours, means respective unions, but for all the workforce in India, about which Venkatachalam was pointing out, the vast majority of workforce in this country, which is in the informal economy, unorganized sector, who are looking forward towards the organized trade union movement for getting support from them. I would also say that it is this commitment to the nation that your predecessors, your leaders, the founders of AIBEA committed themselves to. And that is how, if you really want to build a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic Republic of India, which our preamble says, then you cannot be selfish. You cannot look only at yourself. Then you have to work for the whole society. And that is how the battle of nationalization of the banking sector was carried forward by the AIBEA. That bank nationalization was not begun for the purpose of that the workers will be secured, their job security will be okay, their perks will be good, their benefits will be good. No. The idea of starting the movement for nationalization of banking sector was because for economy of any country and every country, for development of any country and every country, the finance sector is key in that, important in that. And in the finance sector, the banks play a great role. And if you have to work for people and you have to work for development of the nation, then the banks have to be in the national sector, nationalized, not in the private hands. There was a clear political understanding about that. And that's why when CHV was speaking, he said, you fight for yourself, you fight for the nation. And this lesson came from all those leaders on whose photographs you have put garlands today. And that's where, friends, I want to carry forward as far as that struggle is concerned. So the bank nationalization helped our agriculture sector, animal husbandry, milk production, all activities related in the rural economy. Bank nationalization helped us in creating and carrying forward MSMEs. medium, small, micro enterprises. It created lots of jobs in this country. MSME sector is biggest in creating jobs. But how it could grow? MSME depended on nationalized banking system for growth. So you talk of white revolution, you talk of green revolution. It was after nationalization that India could say goodbye to 480. 480 was the variety of wheat in India by Americans. And India was looking forward how we should grow our own crops in a much bigger way and improve upon our agriculture sector. So the green revolution was also because of bank nationalization could happen, and later on all that help could be given. Education or health or small businesses or self-employment, everywhere your nationalized banking sector has done great job. Of course, this is also true that after nationalization, you started getting bipartite settlements, you had selection boards, and our sisters who are sitting over here, before nationalization, there was no place for girls or women in the banking sector. It is only after nationalization that you got the place, and today almost in some of the banks, 20% is women labor force, in others it is 10%, and it is increasing in different areas. So you can count and count and count your own benefits as well as the benefits which society got, our nation got, or our development process got because of nationalization. And that's why I will urge you, when sitting, I was reading these banners which are put up. And this first banner which is there, you must go through it. That is your objective and that is your mission. So all these are not just meant for decoration. These are meant for the deep message which AIBEA wants to give. And I was glancing through the report given by General Secretary and his team. He has covered international scenario, national economy, inequality in the country. He has covered all those subjects. And about his bank, and as well as the latest convention of trade unions held in Delhi on 30th January and its message. Very detailed report on various aspects is there. I would also recommend you, don't only listen speeches here and carry that book, that big report I saw on the dais and I glanced through when CHV was speaking. Go through it. When you go to home, go through it once again. Share it with other people. Lots of international and national data is given. Why the wars are happening, what is going on in different countries, and how in different countries the working class is putting up its battle for their rights. Everything is mentioned there. I must congratulate Comrade General Secretary and his team for bringing out such a good report, which will be valuable. So, comrades, he has talked about crisis of world economy in that report also. And if you look at that report, somebody will say, "Apne to politics likha hai isme." But you tell me, if the politics of governance is to suppress the trade unions, to privatize everything, to kill the rights of workers to raise voices, or to unionize, or to strike, to challenge those policies, if it is politics, I am ready to do that politics again and again and again. Because that is my birthright. Trade unionism began in the whole world and in my country in 19th century. And you all are part of the trade union movement. And you all should know that it is the labor movement which brought the discourse of human rights in human civilization. It is the trade union movement, it's the labor movement, which first of all said, हम जानवर नहीं हैं, हम इंसान हैं. Don't treat us as animals. जानवर से तुम काम लेते हो, दाना खिलाते हो, सुलाते हो, सुबह काम लेते हो. We are human beings. We can think. We are creative beings. और तब आवाज उठा, 8 घंटे काम के, 8 घंटे आराम के, 8 घंटे फैमिली के लिए. This is how the labor movement began. And just a few days ago, what has happened in Karnataka? Amendment has been brought in the law. From maximum 75 hours, they have brought it to almost 175 hours for extra work, overtime. And they have legalized 12 hours a day. This has happened in the neighborhood of Maharashtra, in Karnataka. And the unions are up in arms. They will not allow. No trade union was consulted. And suddenly the bill was brought in the Karnataka Assembly. And this bill was gone through. And now all the unions unitedly are on war path, that we will not allow this amendment to be put into practice in this state of Karnataka, and the government has to withdraw. So it is not in air what we are talking, the trade union leaders, that the attacks on the labor rights are a serious issue in this country. I'll come to that, but I want to say, my friends, we are not political parties. We are unions. But we are not free from political consciousness. And also, we have our politics. And our politics is politics of working class. इसलिए मजदूर वर्ग की सियासत करते हैं हम लोग. हम राजनीतिक पार्टी नहीं हैं, लेकिन मजदूर वर्ग की सियासत करते हैं. और हमारे लिए government from Nehru onwards up till Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we fought with everybody. Nobody is a different Prime Minister. For Prime Minister is only in governance. Whichever party comes in majority or in coalition, the governments are made. But we unions, who are the wealth producers, who are the service givers, who work day and night, our brethren in the informal economy, we are asking for equitable society, for justice for everybody, for education to everybody, health to everybody, shelter to everybody, drinking water to everybody, energy for everybody's home. So we are talking of human rights situation. And that's why I wish to say, in 19th century when the battle began, that battle went on in almost all the countries. And once International Labour Organization was founded in 1919, the first convention of that international convention, which was adopted by International Labour Organization, was on 8 hours working day. We are signatories as India to international labour standards. We are signatories to international covenants. India has ratified several conventions. But Indian government doesn't bother about those commitments. When anybody criticizes, they say, don't shame India. But the government is shaming India by insulting and violating all the international commitment they gave for the labor force for our country. And that's why, my friends, we should understand. It's a 150 years battle in India with which we got labor rights. And now that 150 years battle, they want with the pen and signature, they just want to make it a dead chapter, which the trade unions won't allow. In the 20th century, the battles were on. Unions were being formed all over India. And that's how in 1920, AITUC was born. Who was the first founder of this trade union organization? None other than a great freedom fighter, Lala Lajpat Rai. Pandit Nehru presided AITUC. He was also president in 1928. And he was president when Simon Commission came in India and the working class was on streets to oppose Simon Commission. It is during that opposition Lala Lajpat Rai was very badly beaten up by the police, and later on he succumbed to his injuries in the hospital. And you know the history, how Bhagat Singh and his colleagues were angry on that issue. V.V. Giriji was president of AITUC. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was president of AITUC. But did it deter AIBEA or AITUC to question Pandit Nehru whenever we felt that he is not doing enough for the trade unions or the workers, or what he is doing is going negative against them? We supported, our predecessors supported, which it was right, they felt, and they opposed where it was wrong. It did not deter us because he used to be president of AITUC. So all the prime ministers were fought by the unions. So understand, AITUC's foundation, why I am saying it? Because AITUC is mother organization of the trade unions. All other sectors took inspiration to unionize and in their own respective sector fight for their workers' rights. This I am naming, this I am saying because AITUC not only fought for the rights of its workers whom they were representing, they were also fighting for national freedom movement. In 1921, in the AITUC session in 1921 in Jharia, which now happens to be in Jharkhand, the complete independence resolution was adopted by AITUC. But when was it adopted in the political platform of this country, which was leading the freedom movement? Only after 8 years in 1929. And at that time, the unions continuously fought and asked for complete independence resolution to be adopted by the political platform. So trade unions are in a way showing the path to the political forces also. So that is our politics. We fight for workers' rights, we fight for the downtrodden, we fight for the vulnerable and oppressed sections, and it is our responsibility to see if the nation is being wronged. We come up in the forefront and we take up the battle headlong. That is how the trade unions have been functioning. Not only that, even when in 30s, slowly and slowly a situation emerged. Sukhdev, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru had been hanged. Surya Sen had been hanged. And Khudiram Bose had been hanged earlier. Kartar Singh Sarabha was hanged at the age of 19 years. One after another, the battles were growing and the freedom movement was becoming more and more intensive. At that stage, the Britishers wanted Indian political parties to accept some kinds of laws, make some laws to rule their country, not themselves. Britishers will rule, within them, under them, you have a self-rule. Then who were the first to tell the political parties, nothing doing? India has adopted complete independence slogan. There is no way to stop anywhere now. We don't go by the so-called self-rule under British rule. If you want to talk about what kind of free India will be, what kind of constitution you will adopt, What will be your policies? How you will carry forward the nation? That is what you should talk about. And that's why I take pride in saying that Constituent Assembly demand was raised by the trade unions and no other than nobody else. And that Constituent Assembly later on gave us this constitution which we have. And the trade unions represented by Hasrat Mohani there presented a big charter of demand which resulted into several of the things to be covered within the constitution as far as labor rights, right to association, right to unions, equal pay for equal work, issue of maternity benefit, all those rights, whatever you find enshrined in constitution, they were because of the battle of the unions. They were not given by somebody on platter. So our fixed working hours is under challenge in these new labor codes which are being presented. Another fact of history I would like to mention here. The first strike in India was in 1827. I'm saying 1827. Mark the date. 195 years ago. Nobody knew what union is. No unions were there in India. Strike by workers for their life. Actions and agitations by farmers to save their land because Britishers were usurping their lands. Fight by the tribals because Britishers wanted to capture all the forest areas to loot the wealth of forest. These three sections were the biggest fighters who created political environment in this country to fight the British Raj. The environment created by them had brought 1857, the first war of independence in this country, we should remember. And 1857, when this battle was crushed by the British rule, then who raised the head once again? It was again those who were unionizing workers. In 1861 onwards, you look at the labor history, dozens and dozens of strike you find being organized by workers of various sectors. This I am saying, he mentioned here CHV. Since neoliberal economic model came, we have fought against denationalization, and he said we held 52 strikes. To you, I want to inform that the new labor codes want to take away your right of strike itself. If somebody says labor codes are very good, then it is only from government side you can hear such a thing. Labor codes are to take away all our rights. We fought Britishers, and in 1922 we got Mines Act. We fought them in 1923, we got Compensation Act. We fought them in 1926, we got Trade Union Act. We fought and we got in 1935 Payment of Wages Act. And we got in 1886 Factories Act. We got amended several times. So it's not that the labor rights came on platter to us. इतनी आसानी से नहीं मिले ये श्रम अधिकार. इनके लिए लड़ना पड़ा, खून बहाना पड़ा, जेल काटनी पड़ी, लाठी खानी पड़ी, गोली सहनी पड़ी. Several of the strikes for 30 days, 40 days, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months. Look at the history and you will find it. And that's why the trade unions are up in arms, not to allow this government to get through these labor codes. And that's why we are fighting as far as this is concerned. But what we are being told, everything is very good. Economy is very good. So about economy, your report talks about it. How economy is shattered. I will only give examples. They say सब कुछ चंगा है, सब कुछ अच्छा है, बहुत बढ़िया है अर्थव्यवस्था अच्छी चल रही है. Then I want to know, अगर अर्थव्यवस्था अच्छी चल रही है, I want an answer. Why the Crime Bureau of this country has reported this year that the suicides which are taking place in India, 25% suicides are by daily wagers. Daily wagers, those whose families can only live on what is earned on the day. 1/4 suicides are of them. So economy बहुत चंगा है. Economy is shattered. Unemployment is growing. I would rather say हम तो बारूद के ढेर पे बैठे हैं. 65% of population of this country is below 35 years age. So India is young. And youth is given Agnipath and they come on streets and on the railway tracks to fight back that kind of 4 years job. आर्मी में आओ, अधकचरी ट्रेनिंग लो, और अभी आप अच्छी तरीके से सेटल नहीं हुए और 4 साल के बाद आप अग्निवीर हो गए, आप रिटायर हो गए. Unemployment is growing very fast. Job losses are happening. New jobs are not getting created. So what will youth do? Only 2 paths. कि या ड्रग्स लीजिए और या वायलेंस कीजिए. और वायलेंस भी धर्म के नाम पे, जाति के नाम पे, भाषा के नाम पे. जाइए और किसी भी धर्म का नाम का नारा लगा के कुछ मर्जी करते रहिए. Do they want our nations to be put to that side? Or the second is, did anybody, the person who is under question mark today, Mr. Adani, Hindenburg report exposed what all has been going on. Several of our public sectors were made to buy shares or give businesses to Mr. Adani. All ports उनको चाहिए, सारे एयरपोर्ट्स उनको चाहिए, रेलवेज में भी उनको चाहिए, पेट्रोल भी उनको चाहिए, everything he wants. And what the private ports which he is having, he is the malik of that. What happened to that? छोटी छोटी चीज पे तो झट से FIR हो जाएगी, लोगों को बिना केस के जेल में फेंका जाएगा. In Adani's port, the private port, 70,000 crore worth of drugs were caught. Can anybody tell me if there is a single FIR? Where those drugs have gone? They have gone within the society in India. Then who are the carriers and who are being made to use those drugs? So our youth is in danger in all ways. Unemployed, and then some people want to get derailed to do violence in the society, create hatred in the society, create disharmony in the society. And on the other hand side, if you are not there, तभी तुम नशे में चले जाओ. So this situation is there. Shelterlessness बढ़ रहा है, महंगाई बढ़ रही है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ रही है, तो इकोनॉमी कहाँ से अच्छी है? So lots of data you will get in the report also. Here I also want to tell you that we should remember how the economy is getting further into process of inequality. About inequality also, lot has been said in report. I'm just making additions in my presentation. If everything is good, why this is happening? That in 2020, when Corona was just to attack in March, before that, billionaires in India were only 102. And when people were suffering in Corona, and with one stroke of midnight announcement of lockdown within 4 hours, 23 crore of our workers suddenly lost their jobs. During that 1 year, when the people were rushing back to villages, walking on streets and roads, getting killed on the railway tracks, by accidents on the roads, chemicals being sprayed on those workers, food was being thrown to them at the places they were gathered and forced not to walk on the streets, जैसे कुत्तों के आगे खाना फेंका जाता है. Our workers were suffering But what was happening to the billionaires? From 102, they became 142 in 2021. ILO said 5 crore children will once again go back to child labor. ILO said 40 crore Indians will be much more poorer than previous times. But our billionaires were growing. And government report itself told in 2021, and that report said that 128% wealth was increased by Mr. Ambani and 480% wealth was increased by Mr. Adani. These are not my figures. These are government figures. And then what do we get? Oxfam report in 2021. That report tells us that 1% top rich Indians out of total wealth of this country have 22%. And 50% lowest Indians, 0 up to 50%, they have only 13%, 13% of share in the total wealth. But then what the next report says now, which has come recently in 2022, what is the report? Which is released in 2023. That report says that top 1% now has 40.5% of the total wealth which India has. And the 50% below, who were having 13%, 13% of the total wealth, now they have only 3% out of the total wealth. This is the situation of inequality. Poverty and hunger rising. From 102, now we are 107. Even very so-called poor countries are faring better than us. And then again I tell you, it's the government report that from 102 they became 142. And in 2022, these billionaires increased to 166. So who is gaining? And who is losing? And who fought? The working class who fought for the freedom of this country, so that all the situation of poverty, shelterless, illiteracy, ill health, all those problems could be tackled in independent India. And if India is being pushed back into the situation of authoritarianism and dictatorship on the one hand, and pushing back to worst inequality in the society, extreme unemployment and poverty rising, then what is our responsibility? What is our role? We have to understand. In whichever sector we work, we are part of the big family, the trade union. This is what I think is very, very important for us to understand. And especially the youngsters who are carrying forward the banner of AIBEA under their respective federations and associations. Now, hard fact which government of India in its affidavit admitted in Supreme Court. That in 2022, Supreme Court asked the question in one of the case, why children below 5 years are dying in big numbers? Come on, tell us. And what does affidavit of Mr. Modi government says? That affidavit tells 65% of the children who are below 5 years and are dying, they are dying because of malnutrition. What are the policies? आप अनाज को बोल रहे हैं अन्न ऋषि, और आप अन्नदाता को 13 महीने के लिए दिल्ली के बॉर्डर पे बिठाते हैं. और अभी भी after taking away those 3 farm laws, their demands, 7 demands are as it is. You want the agricultural land, the land of petroleum, the land of our defense, land of our BSNL people, all the land of our public sector, huge land, and the farmers' land. whose eyes are on that land. Indian corporates' eyes are on that land. And the government wants to facilitate to acquire that land. What is this policy then? Is it not the same policy of East India Company? East India Company was behaving that way. They were taking away the lands of farmers, making them landless. They were throwing out the Adivasis and trying to capture the jungles. So where is this policy taking us? Is it taking us forward or is it taking us backward? It is the responsibility of those who represent working class through their unions to understand it. And that's why one has to look at these figures. And this is again that international report which Government of India did not contradict, that in India from 190 million hungry people, as per international standards, the figure has reached 350 million. That means 35 crore. And we should understand, if the government of India itself boasts about, हम तो 80 करोड़ लोगों को सस्ता राशन खिला रहे हैं और मुफ्त राशन दे रहे हैं 5 किलो. I want to inform you, if 80 crore people are only for that free ration and want to live on that, what is the situation of our country? This figure itself, this claim of the government itself is very clear कि हम कहाँ खड़े. और इसीलिए मेरा आप साथियों से ये कहना है कि ये सारे इशू जो हैं हमारे लिए बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट हैं एज ट्रेड यूनियंस. और एक बात याद रखिए, किसी ने ठीक ही कहा था, पॉवर्टी एनीवेयर इज थ्रेट टू प्रोस्पेरिटी एवरीवेयर. आप शेल में नहीं रह सकते. यू कैन नॉट थिंक यू आर इन योर आइलैंड. आज द बैंक्स, हमारी यूनियन है, हमें प्रोटेक्ट करेगी. आई वॉन्ट टू टेल यू, ऑल योर प्रीडिसेसर्स, दोज हु बिल्ट द यूनियन, व्हाट वाज द सिचुएशन ऑफ वर्कर्स टुडे? जिन पे आप तरस खाते हैं ना, पिटी करते हैं, अरे बेचारे को मिनिमम वेज नहीं है, सोशल सिक्योरिटी नहीं है, जॉब की सुरक्षा नहीं है, बेचारा 12 घंटे काम करता है. तो आप क्या करते थे जनाब? हमारे बैंक के अंदर काम करने वालों का यही हालत था. माई मामा जी वर्कड इन रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. ही रिटायर्ड फ्रॉम रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. ही यूज्ड टू टेल मी, कोई बैंक वाले के साथ अपनी बेटी की शादी नहीं करना चाहता था. He used to tell me, रात को 12 बजे कुत्ते भौंकेंगे तो पता लग जाएगा कि भी क्या हुआ, कुत्ते क्यों भौंक रहे? अरे वो बेचारा बैंक वाला आया होगा वहां से छुट्टी पाके. और उसको आप पूछ रहे हैं, अरे तुम्हारे बेटा कितना बड़ा हो गया, बेटी कितने? हाउ कैन आई टेल? मैं सुबह निकलता हूं तो वो सो रहे होते हैं, और जब मैं वापस जाता हूं तो सो रहे होते हैं. तो वो तो लेटे होते हैं, मैं लंबाई नहीं बता सकता कितने बड़े हो गए हैं. सो वी वर इन द सेम बोट. Pre-independence India, it's our unionism. Taking inspiration from the first mother trade union organization, sector after sector, the leaders emerged and built their unions and fought for their rights. And that's where you are here today. इसलिए याद रखिए, the rights which we win with hard force, with hard struggle, are not permanent until and unless उसके ऊपर आप पहरा दो. Until and unless you safeguard them and also you try to enhance those rights. This has to be understood by us. And that's where, when I was talking of inequality, then I also want to tell you, जब बोलते हैं ना, पेंशन की बहुत बात की कॉमरेड CHV ने, but vast majority of workforce in India, almost 50 crore workforce in India, out of 57 crore, doesn't have any kind of pension. And when we say pension to all, give some subsidy on education, give some subsidy on health, all these people, workforce and poor farmers, they all should be covered. We are told, अच्छा, taxpayer की money से तुमको subsidy दे, तुमको पेंशन दे, तुम्हारी वेजेस बढ़ाएं टैक्स पेयर की मनी से. So the latest inequality report has also told who are the taxpayers. अभी तो वन नेशन वन टैक्स के नाम से जीएसटी चल रहा है ना, आप सब जानते हैं. उस रिपोर्ट ने क्या बताया है? The corporate houses whose taxes were reduced from 35% to 30% to 23%, and now they further want to bring it down. Indirect taxes are rising, corporate taxes are reducing, and it is the same corporates who became from 102 to 142 to 166 billionaires out of those corporates, these top ones. What is the situation? Situation is that top 10% in this country, top 10% in this country pay only 3 to 4% GST. And those who are 50%, the lowest, from 0 to 50, they are contributing 64.3% GST. You tell me, are they not taxpayers? Don't they have right to ask for jobs for their children? Electricity, one bulb in their home? Or education for their children, or health for the family members? And they create a aura, और ये टैक्स पेयर की मनी से ये मांग रहे हैं. दे ऑल आर टैक्स पेयर्स. अगर एक भिखारी भी जाकर के नमक खरीदेगा, चीनी खरीदेगा, वो भी सेस पे कर रहा है. So these different kinds of narratives are created just to shut down the demands of working class. And that's where I wanted to pinpoint to this. I don't want to burden you with lots of statistics. You will get it in your report also. But I did wanted to mention all these things. Now, if we are talking of hunger, only what you have to do is take the top 100 rich people, only 100 rich people, 100. Only once you put 2% tax on them, then for 3 years, you meet the whole budget for whole of the nation for malnutrition. You can have comparative study and you will understand that these 100 rich people whose wealth is 54.12 lakh crore is 1.5 times of our budget for the whole nation. And this inequality is rising. This will create anarchy, chaos, violence. If there won't be movements and agitation to guide the masses, to lead the masses, to show them the way, to fight for change in the policies. And if the regimes don't change the policies, change the regimes. This has to be our slogan as a working class. जब हम नारा लगाते हैं सड़कों पे तो यही बोलते हैं ना कि ये सरकार निकम्मी है, तो जो सरकार निकम्मी है तो फिर हम बोल देते हैं जो सरकार, वो सरकार बदलनी है. This is how we speak. So we speak for our working masses, and that is our responsibility as a trade unionist. And that's where, my friends, just to giving you all these datas and all, I thought I should mention it. Now you tell me, when Harshad Mehta scam happened, Comrade Gurudas Das Gupta had raised it in Parliament, who was MP at that time, but was not General Secretary of AITUC, was Vice President. Later on, he became General Secretary. He led that team which went into this Harshad Mehta scam. He exposed the whole thing, and he told this whole system is so dirty, filthy, smelling. If you will not control it, again and again, many Harshad Mehta episodes will happen. And you know, later on, Ketan Mehta episode also happened. And you know, this experience is there during Vajpayee's period. Sterlite company, which was blacklisted in these scams, was given our Balco. a scrap dealer was given our Balco. And the money was arranged by the government itself. And now you find in this Adani's case, Hindenburg case also, the government facilitated through the public sectors of India to invest money in them. Our life insurance is also in danger and in difficulty. Huge money they were told to invest in Adani's. So in this manner, it's a very big scam. Why the government is not ready to even have joint parliamentary committee? Why they are refusing? क्योंकि जो सत्ता में है उनके गर्दन तक हाथ पहुंच जाएगा. This has to be understood by us. It's not only the NPAs are being created and written off. You know, almost 16 lakh crores of NPAs have been written off in last 10 years. Whose money it is? It's people's money. And you have been giving slogan, people's money should belong to people. That is the AIBEA slogan. So people's money is being looted. Some went away from this country. Those who are living here, for them you have Solvency Act to save them their loot. And now this Hindenburg report tells us how big these scams are in this country. And nobody is ready to agree in the government sector to have an inquiry on that. This is the kind of situation we are facing. And that's why, my friends, we should understand. We know anybody opposing, ED is there, CBI is there, UAPA is there, sedition law is there. Any instrument, any democratic institution of the government is at disposal of government to be utilized against opposition. But what is the instrument, the biggest instrument to nullify, to cripple or to stifle or just to गला दबाने का काम करने का of the trade union movement is the labor codes. Through labor codes, they want to make changes in the labor laws. They said 29 laws into 4 codes, but actually 44 laws will be, ultimately the central laws will be amalgamated into these 4 codes. So the codes which take away the right to strike, the codes which will make it difficult to union to be registered, the codes which will de-recognize the unions, these are codes which are going to change the wage definition. Once the wage definition is changed, I don't know, CHV is confident we will have this bipartite also, next bipartite also, 28 bipartite. I want to tell you, if this government continues, you will dream about bipartites. Nothing will happen after 2024. If they continue, then the 7th pay commission would be the last pay commission the government employees should understand. If they continue, then the minimum wages, laws and bylaws which we use for our informal economy workers, even they will be changed, and you will not be in a position to defend those poor workers to get them their minimum wages even. So fixed term employment will be brought through these labor codes. Already they are trying to practice it, and in your case also, once that will become implemented as the labor codes, you will also find that regular employment will become a dream. So job security will become a dream. Occupational safety will become a dream. Or your perks and benefits will become a dream. So we cannot be complacent that we won these rights and they are permanent and they are eternal. It is not so. इसीलिए किसी ने कहा था, जो मैंने आपको इंग्लिश में कहा, किसी ने हिंदी में कहा कि शीशे के घरों में आप रहने की कोशिश करोगे ना, हम इंसुलेटेड हैं, बचोगे नहीं. You have to be there with the people. That is to be understood as far as we the trade unionists are concerned. और उसी में ही मैं साथियों आपके साथ ये बात आखिर में शेयर करना चाहती हूँ. मैंने अगर ये कहा है कि पॉलिसी फ्रेमवर्क गवर्नमेंट का agar galat hai, is not acceptable to us, we have to fight against those policies. And I told you that no Prime Minister or Finance Minister or Home Minister could deter the trade unions to stop their struggles. That determination we have to have. And when I say it is very important to have your political positions, and there I want to give you example. Many people think, oh, Indira ji ne humko nationalization de diya. But you were fighting from 1946. Why it took us 23 years to get it? Why we were not getting earlier? It happened only when there was a political compulsion. You put up the battle, you created an environment, you were supported by the left politicians on your demands, and AITUC stood as a force behind bank unions for this nationalization process. But how it happened? It happened when Indira ji lost majority in the parliament. And at that stage, she wanted floor test, she wanted to pass it. Because official candidate of Indira ji, of the Congress party, Sanjeeva Reddy ji, lost. Or who won? Independent candidate supported by the left, V.V. Giri, who happened to be once president of AITUC, and who had resigned for your sake, for the banking industry when he was labor minister. For your sake. He became president of India. Official candidate of Congress lost. So the Congress got split into two. Why Indira ji herself, her own party's candidate did not support? Because she got to know, once he becomes president, you are the first victim. Within the Congress, there was a group which did not want Indira ji to become prime minister. Nijlingappa ji the, unke saath puri team thi. They didn't want, तो संजीव रेड्डी भी उनके साथ थे. और जब वो प्रेसिडेंट बन जाएंगे तो you will be the first victim. You won't be prime minister. That's why she did not let him become president. And president became V.V. Giri. And then she turned towards left parties. Left parties were having 50 plus something member parliaments. She said, you give me support, make me victorious in the floor test. Then what did left parties say? Because left parties were standing with the workers' demands. They always stood with the trade unions. They were supporting the bank's demand of nationalization, insurance sector's nationalization, coal sector's nationalization, textile sector nationalization, asking for universal ration system, ration to the poor people, wholesale takeover, help to the farmers, land to the landless. They were fighting for all these things. So when Indira ji asked support, what did they say? Look, will you nationalize the banks? Will you nationalize insurance? Will you nationalize coal sector, etc., etc.? Will you make a universal policy on the ration system? Will you do the land reforms in this country to give land to the landless? Several of the demands. And stop these privy pursuits to kings and queens. Their generations and generations, huge money they have. Why from independent India's people's earning, they should have any kind of a wajifa? So Indira ji said, you make me victorious on the floor, I promise I will fulfill all these demands. So there was honest belief on each other. It was the working class demands which the left parties raised. They did not ask for any seat. And it was that compulsion. Once she won the floor test, after that she kept her promise. But when she introduced that bill in parliament, who went to oppose? Bharatiya Janata Party, whose name at that time was Bharatiya Janata Sangh Party. Their leadership stood up in the parliament and said, nothing doing. Banks should remain in the private hands, should not be nationalized. And one of their leader, Balraj Madhok, went to Supreme Court to challenge this case. And then it became compulsory in parliament to make amendment, to have a law through parliament in a different way. And that is how your nationalization happened. This we have to remember. In 96 to 98 period, when United Front government was there, 91 onwards, denationalization demand began. Neoliberal economic policies. Banks fought, trade unions fought. We fought. Only in 96 to 98 period, when Dev Gowda government was there, and for small time, I.K. Gujral government was there. Home Minister was Inderjeet Gupta. Agriculture Minister was Chatranand Mishra. Chatranand Mishra had been President of AITUC. Inderjeet Gupta had worked as General Secretary of AITUC. It was during that period that they said, nothing doing, stop this talk of denationalization. Banks will remain as nationalized. Rather, more banks should be nationalized who are failing in the private sector. We have to understand political discourse of those who sit in governance. It speaks their mind, their understanding, their background, their policy framework. And we have not forgotten that in 1956, when in India the public sector debate was going on, industrial policy discussion was going on in parliament, who opposed it? Bharatiya Janata Sangh Party said, nothing doing. Everything should be taken care of markets. So how can I say Mr. Narendra Modi is not honest? He is honest to his understanding. He is honest to his politics. And his politics is nothing should remain in the public sector. That's why CHV said, he said public sectors are born to die. क्योंकि ये उनकी समझ है. From history we have to understand. And that's why it's not just saying कि वो रहेंगे तो public sector नहीं बचेंगे. It is their understanding, Baba. They are honest in their belief. And they are trying to implement that. They are on their path. In what we believe, we have to be on our path. This is the clear thing. तुम ये करना चाहते हो, हम करने नहीं देंगे. जब हम अंग्रेजों से लड़ सकते थे, तो आपसे क्यों नहीं लड़ेंगे? आजाद हिंदुस्तान के हर प्राइम मिनिस्टर की अच्छी बात को अच्छा कहा, बुरी को बुरा कहा, क्यों नहीं लड़ेंगे? तुम्हारे साथ खिलाफ क्यों नहीं लड़ेंगे? और इसीलिए we have to understand this hard fact. And the hard fact is that this government believes in all things should belong to markets. No regular employment. No strong labor laws. No rights to trade unions. The punishments in industrial, we had Industrial Dispute Act. Now they are bringing code on industry. And we should remember, I began with Bhagat Singh. Bhagat Singh, when he threw parcha in the assembly, today's parliament, those 3 laws which he challenged, one of them was Dispute Act, which Britishers were bringing against the labor. So our freedom movement on the ground, off the ground, or underground, revolutionary movement, or guerrilla warfare, everybody had a support for the working class. But since that time, those who are sitting in rule today, they never believed in public sector establishment in India. They were totally opposed. And the debates of 55, 56 in the parliament are clear indicators that those who are sitting in power, what is their understanding. And must say that they are honest to their understanding. And their understanding is very clear. They do not want even welfare state. I, in the beginning, told you that our constitution talks of sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic Republic of India banana hai. सोशलिस्ट तो बहुत दूर के सपने हैं. They do not want even welfare state concept to remain here. और लेटेस्ट बजट के अंदर एवरी बजट में वेलफेयर स्कीम्स के पैसे काटे गए हैं. मनरेगा का 30% बजट रिड्यूस किया गया इस बार. एंड सिमिलरली all other schemes, welfare schemes, their budgets are being cut. They do not believe even in welfare state what to talk of socialism. So no public sector, no welfare state, job किसी के लिए नहीं, महंगाई बढ़ेगी, anarchy फैलेगी. That is the kind of situation they are allowing to happen in this country. तो इस background के अंदर, what is our responsibility? As I told you, we also have to understand when Vajpayee ji came in power, during that period, base create किया गया था, जिस base का बाद में अब मिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार फायदा उठा रही. उस गवर्नमेंट के बाद 2004 में कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम बना. Again, you understand the politics. UPA government had to depend on 62 member parliaments of the left parties. And those left parties said, we do not want any ministry in your government. We want a common minimum program. Promise you will not denationalize our banks or our insurance or our coal or our petroleum or our railways or our BSNL, all the sectors. You come and promise us. In the common minimum program, this was placed. In revive the 6 sectors, invest in the 6 sectors, generate more jobs, create Manrega type of act which was created, Right to Information Act, all those things. So whenever in political environment, you have the forces more strong which stand for the rights of workers, the poor, the vulnerable, the Adivasi, the poor farmer, that is the scenario when the rights are secured. But when you have the governance of those who only stand for the corporate houses and rich businesses, then you understand that the situation is going in the other direction. I know it's lots of time. You came by marching, sat in the hall, heard inaugural session, inaugural speech, and now tolerating me also. So I only want to say in the end, हम बहुत बड़ा देश हैं, छोटा मोटा नहीं है. Out of 750 crore population in the world, 140 crore तो हम ही हैं. Every 6th is an Indian on this earth planet. और इस इतने बड़े देश के अंदर अगर chaos होता है, क्राइसिस होता है, और कहा जा रहा है कि साउथ एशिया दुनिया की इकोनॉमी में now they will be ruling and dictating, और इंडिया एक बहुत बड़ी इकोनॉमी है. तो इकोनॉमी तो बड़ी बन सकते हैं हम, वेल्थ तो हमारा वर्कर प्रोड्यूस करता ही है, बट हु इज सर्पिंग दैट? वो जो प्रॉफिट क्रिएट हो रहा है, जो इकोनॉमी क्रिएट हो रही है, जो वेल्थ क्रिएट हो रहा है, वो कहाँ जा रहा है? वो अगर थोड़े से हाथों में चला जाता रहेगा, it will get concentrated there, and vast majority of masses will suffer from hunger, illiteracy, shelterness. Then where do we head to? Will we remain a strong power or we will become an anarchist nation? और इसीलिए मैं ये कह सकती हूँ, the government has failed to give answers to whatever promises they made. And now they want to depend on divide and rule politics of British Raj. I want to be very blunt because I am AITUC. And AITUC was born even before Communist Party was formed or even before RSS was formed. Mr. Narendra Modi and his team is less BJP and more Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh Sevaks. We should be clear. It's no secret. Modi ji also doesn't hide this secret. It's an open fact. He says कि हम स्वयं सेवक हैं. But where was RSS and where was the trade union movement? The trade union movement was challenging the British Raj, fighting the British Raj, And what was the founder of RSS telling? कि हमारी लड़ाई अंग्रेजों से नहीं है. जब उनसे कहा गया ये सारे नौजवान तो लड़ने मरने और भिड़ने के लिए तैयार है, फांसी पे चढ़ने के लिए तैयार है. What was his answer? His answer was ये सब भटक गए. They will have to be brought to the mainstream. What is that mainstream? Mainstream is हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाना है. What is that mainstream? कि हमारी लड़ाई अंग्रेजों से नहीं है, हमारी इंस्पिरेशन हिटलर है, हमारी इंस्पिरेशन नाजीवाद फासीवाद है. Is it me? I am not blaming anybody. Neither I am blaming Prime Minister or his Home Minister. I am saying the truth, what his Guru said. It is in his Guru's words कि उनकी अंग्रेजों से लड़ाई नहीं थी. It is in his Guru's word कि हिटलर उनकी इंस्पिरेशन थे, नाजीवाद फासीवाद उनकी फिलॉसफी थी. And when he was asked, तो फिर आपकी लड़ाई किससे है? He said, क्योंकि that was the time when the trade union movement बहुत आगे बढ़ रही थी और लाल झंडा लेके पूरे हिंदुस्तान के अंदर संघर्ष कर रहे थे, अंग्रेजों के खिलाफ भी और अपनी जिंदगी के लिए भी. So he said, तीन ही दुश्मन हैं. वो तीन दुश्मन कौन है? क्रिश्चियंस हैं, मुस्लिम्स हैं और लाल झंडा है. As an AITUC, under its banner till new central trade unions were formed from 47 onwards, AITUC was the only umbrella organization under which all the unions were there. That is why it is called as a mother trade union. We fought for the nation, and those who burnt our tricolor, which was symbol of Indian freedom movement, they today sit and want to tell the people who is Deshbhakt and who is not Deshbhakt. We fought the British Raj, asked for complete independence. They refused that slogan of complete independence. तो आप हमारे तिरंगे की होली जलाते रहे और अब आप कहते हैं हर हर तिरंगा, हर घर तिरंगा. भाई आपको अपनी कॉन्साइंस को ठीक करने के लिए छत पे चढ़ के शोर मचाने की जरूरत है. आप देशभक्त हैं, हमें किसी के सर्टिफिकेट की जरूरत नहीं. We fought for the nation, we are fighting for the nation, we will fight for the nation. That is our determination. और इसीलिए मैं आपको वार्न कर रही हूं, आप पूरा भारत यहां जमा हो. यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी. और बर्धन जी के नाम से वहां लिखा हुआ है, देयर इज नो अल्टरनेटिव देन यूनिटी. ये लिखा है, बर्धन जी का एक स्लोगन लिखा हुआ है वहां. तो हम ये समझ लें, वर्किंग क्लास की यूनिटी को भी तोड़ने की कोशिश हो रही है. एक तरफ से लेबर कोड लाओ, पीटो, इनकी लीडरशिप को कुंद करो, उनकी पनिशमेंट्स बढ़ा दो, उनकी जेल टर्म्स बढ़ा दो, हड़तालों का हक छीन लो, प्रदर्शनों का हक छीन. अब तो एवरी स्टेट वेयर एवर आई गो आई फाइंड 144 हर वक्त लगी रहती है. टू मूव, टू एजिटेट, टू डू एक्शंस इज बिकमिंग ए प्रॉब्लम. और इसीलिए वी हैव टू बी कॉशियस. Nobody should be able to divide the working people. It's a great nation, so our civilization is great. For centuries we have lived as harmonious society. Nobody should try to disturb our harmonious living. And that harmonious living, if once disturbed, will destroy whatever beautiful we have in our country, including our democratic rights and our union rights. And that's why we, the trade unions, are rather to warn the political forces, to show them their place, and to inspire those political forces who stand with the working class, give an environment. Okay, come on, go ahead, fight for us. You are political parties, we are the unions. We mobilize our masses and we make them fight to defend their rights and to earn their rights. This is how we have to look at this whole situation. And I'm sure 30th January resolution which we have adopted, which Dinesh ji has produced in the report, that whole, I saw that whole declaration of 30th January has been put in that report. And that gives direction how we have to continue. In this whole year, we have to continue our battle to see to it that labor codes are not implemented, the privatization process is not carried, bank nationalization is not disturbed, and to save our natural resources, our national assets from these big corporates, Indian and foreign. That is the battle we will have to carry forward, and this has to be united battle of the trade unions. हम सेंट्रल ट्रेड यूनियंस का प्लेटफॉर्म बनाए हुए हैं, उस प्लेटफॉर्म के जरिए से हम लड़ रहे हैं. BMS used to be of that platform. From 2015, they left that platform, and naturally other 10 central trade unions out of 11 centrally recognized trade unions are there. Most of the federations and associations of bank or insurance or petroleum or railways, various federations of various sectors, they all are with the platform of central trade unions. So in that convention, everybody participated, adopted a program of action which will be taken forward by AIBEA also, and you being very important and strong component of AIBEA, definitely you will also be taking it forward as far as 30th January declaration of central trade unions is concerned. Our message is very clear, which was always there. Either these policies which are ruination for India be changed, and those who will not change these policies, then they should be changed. There is no other go. That is how 2024 has to be looked up. Modi, either you change, if you are not changing, you have to go. This is the, as far as AITUC is concerned, we are moving forward in that direction, giving you all salutations, giving you all the best, good health, good stay, successful conference to you. This is the only I want to say in the given time to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Comrade Amarjeet Kaur, General Secretary, All India Trade Union Congress, for your valuable speech. Thank you very much for your encouraging us. Thank you for making aware about today's scenario. Thank you, comrades. I know you all are hungry. We are about to end. So I'd like to call Comrade Prachi Jaju to present thanks vote. So Comrade Prachi Jaju, please come on stage.
Thank you, Comrade Mayur Sonwal. Maya Angloo has said that be present in all the little things, but at the same time be grateful for all the little things. So one of the grateful thing here right now is an opportunity given to me to present this vote of thanks. I would like to thank all who are welcome, who are present here, Pan India, so who has attended the 26th National Conference organized in Nagpur. Hope you are enjoying our hospitality, because we are very happy and thankful to have you here. Good evening, everyone. My name is Prachi Jaju, and I wholeheartedly welcome all the distinguished guests, my comrades, and all my colleagues from all over India. First of all, I would like to thank guest of honor, inaugurator of our program, Comrade C.S. Venkatachalam sir, General Secretary, AIBEA. Sir, your guidance has been enlightening as ever. You have been an unwavering support for us since the day we joined banks, and we are thankful for it. Next, I would like to present my thanks to Comrade Amarjeet Kaur, General Secretary, AITUC. Thank you very much for taking out time from your busy schedule for us, for guiding us, for being here. Ma'am, being a woman here, I look up to you, and I am very thankful that I have a role model like you. Thank you for being here. Next, I am very grateful and thankful for our very own Mr. Dineshji Jha Lallan. No results are visible without a lot of hard work, proper leadership, and a proper guidance. And sir, you are that personality for us. Thanks a lot for being here, for making this program a huge success. Next, I would like to thank Comrade N.M. Chauhan, Chairman, Leadership of Federation, for his continuous guidance, support. He has been the motivating factor in the complete journey. Next, I would like to thank President Comrade A.M. Pereira ji. He is the guiding rock which has kept us here. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Working President of Federation, Comrade TVS TVS Shivam Krishnan sir, thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us always. Now, I would like to extend my thanks to all Vice President, DGS and all members of Federation for their continuous effort, hard work, guidance, and especially for being available attitude for all our issues and problems. And last but not least, I am very thankful to all our hardworking volunteers, comrades, staff from various branches, and all the people who have worked very hard directly as well as indirectly for making this program a huge success. Now, with the permission of Chair, I would hereby declare the end of today's inaugural session. Thank you.
Thank you very much.